Hi, hi. Um, in this video, I'm going to be talking about something pretty serious. Now, I don't know if you've noticed that this new Instagram rule means you need 1,000 followers to go live. Now, personally, I think this is really a stupid rule because, I mean, who's going to get 1,000 followers suddenly, when they start? I mean, when I joined, it was 3 years ago, 3.5 actually, and counting. But see, the reason why I upgraded to the phone on the app was actually to go live because, you can do video conferences. And my first live was in March of 2022. So, I mean, for the last 3.5 years, I've had no problems, going live as long as, I found out how to use the app. And I mean, it's very ironic that the people that encouraged me to go live and told me to get this new app are also the ones that now one of them doesn't want me to even use the app itself and said to delete your Instagram, which I find very patronizing and condescending because, when you get into something, you get excited and you want to continue, the trend and make new friends, meet new people. But now I really do need your help. I mean, whoever is following me and people that are friends of people that are following them. I mean, it's really a big shock because there's no way I can go live unless this rule is scrapped, and it's about a week old. I don't know whose idea it was or why they decided to suddenly, tell people that you need 1,000 followers, otherwise you won't go live. I mean, it's just like a ban, really, you know, until you get 1,000 followers. I mean, I see no point. And then I thought, well, I spoke to someone and they said, well, you need to make your account private. A guy called Liam. But actually, that doesn't help because even if you're on a private account, you still can't go live because, I mean, they say once you use a public account, it also applies to a private account. Anyway, all the private account does is just make sure that the public, when they search for you, don't see your profile, your Instagram feeds page, but it doesn't actually stop you. I mean, it doesn't help you, I should say, in going live because you still can't unless you get these 1,000 followers. Now, it's just for me, it's come as a big shock because I never would have thought. I mean, whose idea was it? Number one. And do they realize the effect it's going to have on people? I mean, people that sign up and also people that have been with them for a while, how this is going to affect them in the future because, I mean, someone said they don't want kids going live. Well, I can understand that, but I mean, if they don't want kids going live, then why encourage kids to go live in the first place? And set them up and say, once you get this new app and upgrade, you can go live. And then nearly 4 years later, actually, no, we don't want kids going live. So we'll just make it so, you need 1,000 followers before you go live, which, I mean, roughly would take about 2 to 3 years, for a total newcomer, to build up to that number. And then, I mean, even if they do get 1,000 followers, then there's a few people unfollow them, then they can't go live again. So it always has to be 1,000 or more followers, which, I mean, I just really cannot understand why they have to do this, and just out of the blue as well. As I said, if it's an issue of protecting kids, then why not turn on parental control, so that you know they can monitor, the parents or whoever can monitor them. And you know if is it the comments that they're worried about, inappropriate comments? Well, I mean, they had to turn comments off option anyway, so I don't see how, I mean, stopping them going live totally is going to help anyone. I mean, it affects the good and the bad, users, because that means it's like a private sector basically, where it's like a corporate company where you just need, like, the top executives and, celebrities and these people who are, aiming to make a career on Instagram and, get 1,000, 10,000, 10K, a million followers, which isn't really right, because, what about the other people that, deserve the privilege? I'm not even, well, I mean, I don't even see this as a privilege. I see this as, an activity and a normal thing where people feel, this is what they want to do. This is part of being, having the app in the first place, that they want to broadcast and video call with their friends. I mean, in my case, I've had to work very hard, to get. I did have 1,000 followers at one point, and it took me nearly 3 years around that time, to build up that amount. But then it started to drop for some reason, that, well, probably people lost interest or something. But I thought, okay, well, that's not too bad, because I'll still be able to go live anyway, and most of them were probably trolls that got banned. So, in a way, that's a good thing, because you don't want to entertain everyone, just to go live. You want the good guys only. So, I mean, from my perspective, I thought, well, surely there can be nothing wrong with, people, unfollowing you, because they're not the ones you want anyway. And I was very good at catching people out. As you know, if you are in a live stream, I'm the strict boss, and I don't, people are saying, well, do you want to give people, chances and see? Well, absolutely not. I mean, I did give a warning, and then, they don't abide by the rules, and they're booted out. But, this is a new extreme, that people need 1,000 followers. I mean, I think this is the only platform that did it. I don't think any other platform asks, to get 1,000 followers before you go live. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I really don't understand their reasoning behind it. But, if this is the way they want to play, then they have to help me to get the 1,000 followers, so I could start back my live broadcasting again. I mean, how else am I gonna, get the message across and teach and educate people? I mean, there's video calls, but that's not the same, as going live, because it's similar, but you don't have the same sort of control, and it's like, smaller screen and everything. But on the live, it's you that monitor it totally, and can kick people out, etc. So as I said, I really hope that, the other thing we could do is campaign against this wall and hope that they get rid of it totally, so they can be back to normal, where everyone would have the same option to go live. But some people have advised me to go on Twitch and whatnot, and I said, okay, well, maybe I can try that, but the priority is still going on Instagram and live there, because I said I've used this for over 3.5 years, and I've never come across something like this. And it's just devastating, really, that they can do this to their users, and as I said, it's not really good for. Well, I don't know how they view it, but it's not good from a perspective anyway, because as I said, it could take quite a while to get that amount of followers, and people can leave, people can unfollow, and then you have to wait again for people to get you to 1,000 followers. So it's not really, it's just not good from the viewers perspective. Getting a bit tongue-tied now, but yeah. So all I can say is, if I know I have some really good followers and they want me to go live, so if you really want me to do this, and I know I want to, but you have to help. You have to get people interested in this. Now, I've also, I've asked Finley and his friends and John and Mason. Now, I was a bit disappointed in Mason because he said that he can't help. Now, how can you just bluntly say that when you've known me for more than 2 years? You've asked to be in group chats. I've allowed you in the group chats. I've been nice to you, and suddenly when I need the help, you just bluntly and just blurt out that you can't help. Well, that's not good enough, I'm afraid. Yes, you're a good, nice student, but you can't just refuse to help. Or at least you could be a bit more diplomatic in your answer and say that I'll try and help you, but I'm struggling at the moment or something. But just to outright refuse is not good and not acceptable, and that's why I had to remove you from the group, because I saw that as disrespectful and rude. And the same thing with Finley and the rest. He said, why don't you get rid of them? Well, I did, but they also said that they would help me, and I haven't seen any evidence yet of that. In fact, it's gone down more than it should go up. I think it's 843 followers, which really by now it should be on 860, 870 plus at least over the last 2 weeks or so. But you see, it's no good. If you say you're going to help, then you really do need to help. You can't just say it and not keep your word, because then and what's the point of claiming to be a follower and saying you're going to repent and everything of your past sins? If you're not putting it into action, then it's not good. It's just lip service. I want action. I want action on this. I don't want people to, just tell me stuff and, after say, oh, well, I can't help, well, this and that, blah, blah, blah. No, when I need it the most, then, I expect you to keep to your promise and support me, because, otherwise it's no good, is it? Because, I know quite a few people really like going live with me. And I mean, the only other way, as I said, is on video call at the moment. And possibly, I mean, I think YouTube you can video call as well and go live. So I might try that. And TikTok, I think you can too, as I said. But, everyone really needs to help out now. I don't want to be having to wait, so long. And, some people telling me, oh, when are you going to live next? Well, the ironic thing is I can't now, unless I get these 1,000 followers, then, there's no chance. I mean, of course I want to, but, without, the help, then it's not going to happen. And only you can make it happen for me if you really badly want to see me live again. So it's your responsibility. I'm trying to reach out. I'm doing the marketing and encouraging people, to go live with me, to get their friends, supporters, whoever else to follow me. So it's on you now. Now I'm trying everything possible I can do, to get people to support me and to help out. So let's see how it goes. I mean, like I said, I'm expecting, if things work out by November or September time, to get the 1,000 followers. But it all depends how much people really want to help. And as I said, I've invested a lot of time and effort into these live streams, and just to have it suddenly stop, is a big shock. So it's down to you. At the end of the day now, you know what you need to do. Okay, well, that's the end of this video now. I hope I made my points very clear. Okay, take care now. Bye bye.